Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I want to let y'all know that I really appreciate y'all. And y'all, what I'm doing now is going back and doing updates, excuse me, on a couple of my content that I have covered. And you notice that I do cover plenty of content for you all. Might not be the greatest, but I do cover content. Um, I want to take y'all back to Michael Miller. Okay, y'all, I apologize. Her anniversary passed May the 5th. It was May the 5th was her first anniversary. She's 31 years, that's like 31 years old now. Now we're gonna look at a couple of videos, y'all. And this is educating and commenting in criticism purposes. And I hope that this educate you all, male and female, and people who go through things, who going through something. Because people can wear a smile and it might not be happy, okay? Now, y'all, let me tell you a little bit about Michael, okay? I fell in love with this girl, and I felt like I knew her. It was a lot happened between her and her husband because she was planning on getting a divorce, okay? John Paul was her husband, okay? Both of them worked at, with a church in the church industry, business. 2 days before her death, she served him with divorce papers. It was going because she was trying to get out of it. She was trying to get out of it. And you know how that once upon a say it is, to death do us part. You got to remember that too when you sign on papers. So it was like in the early 2024 revealed that she was tracked. A GPS tracker was placed on her car, y'all. So I don't want to give my content away. I don't want to give it away, but I got a couple of videos that I'm going to refresh your memories. Okay, from what she said to make them think it was a S. S stands for, I put down in the description box. Also, she was stressed out. It was a lot going on, y'all. Anybody can stress you out. John Paul ended up getting a lawyer, and mainly more like they trying to say he was accused of things that happened to her. But guess what, y'all? It was two women sued. He was sued by two women. Okay, and she was going through. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and show the video right quick. I said I wasn't gonna say anything. She was asked abuse. Dealing with her husband, she went through a lot. And I wish she could have. She's under 30. I wish she had got the help that she really needed to get out of this situation. Now, Michael Miller was found unalive April 2025. Why they say she was found unalive April 2025? I thought it was 24. Which in the process of divorcing her estranged husband. I thought it was 24, y'all, last year. It had to been last year. I don't know why they said she was found unalive. No, she was found alive in 2024. I don't know where they get that information from. But let me show y'all this video because I don't want to confuse y'all, honey, because they just did me like that. So I know it wasn't this year in April of 2025 just passed. No, it was last year in May. So let's look at this. I want y'all to hear what she had to say. And I want to tell y'all thanks for watching too. I appreciate y'all. Okay, let's take a look at this, y'all.
that I'm alive and well, and life's been kind of crazy. A couple last weeks, months, years, but I've kind of had to keep my circle really small for the past couple weeks, just because I'm going through a lot and it's hard, and it's my cross to bear. It's the thing that God has put in my life to deal with. I don't want to bring a lot of people into it.
All right. So what we're gonna do is I want to start it out with that part right there, y'all, because that was something. I just want y'all to know what she was going through at that time. Okay. Then I want to take y'all through the fisherman. Y'all remember we went through. We went over this information together anyway. We already got this information in motion. We got it already, but I just want to refresh your memory for her anniversary.
They released a timeline of what happened the day Micah died by a subject gunshot wound at the Lumber River, and the sound of a gunshot at that state park live, and he wants the baseless attacks that he's seeing on social media to stop. With ABC 15's Tanya Brown, she joins us now live from the Robeson County Sheriff's in Lumberton. Andrew, the fisherman says he knows truth and nothing but the truth. To him being unfairly targeted on social media. I met 55-year-old Johnny Jacobs today at an undisclosed location in Robeson County. He wanted me to show his face because he's concerned for his safety to being bashed and targeted on social media. It's like putting my life in danger with some of the things. Jacobs tells me he'd been fishing for several hours on a night. He said 2 or 3 minutes later, he heard a gunshot. I said, oh my God, don't tell me. Don't tell me, because the crying had stopped. I said, don't tell me something's happened. Don't tell me something. I was getting ready to get out of there. Another 3 people came into the lake because of all the trees blocking his view. He showed me a map on his phone of the Lumber River State Park to better show his location on the river. So right along in here is where I found Micah's belongings there. He says he found Micah's backpack, glasses, and cell phone on the bank and gave them all to deputies on scene. He says he didn't know Micah and has no reason to lie to police. Johnny Jacobs wants the unfair targeting again. Make this all about me because I'm still thinking about Micah. I'm trying to respect her family, and I got total respect for them, and I am so sorry for what they're going through. I never thought my day would turn out like that.
Y'all remember that because we covered that information. You know, I want to take y'all back. So y'all, you know how you have to remember stuff in case you forgot. So we really covered this case real good on Michael. Now, I want to give y'all, excuse me, the timeline of the event that was led up to her tragic death. Okay.
Sunday, October 8, 2023. Micah Miller and her husband, John Paul Miller, a pastor from Solid Rock Church, filed for divorce. They were married back in 2017. Micah's friend said she had led the women's ministry and worship team at the same church. Thursday, February 8, 2024. Micah's involuntary hospitalized for 48 hours. Wednesday, February 21st, 2024. Michael calls police and alleges her ex-husband stole her car while she was hospitalized. She tells the officer she has known her husband since she was 10 years old and that he, quote, groomed her, end quote, while she worked for him at Solid Rock Church until they were wed in 2017. John Paul tells the cops his wife suffered from, quote, episodes, end quote. Since the car's marital property, no charges were filed. Monday, March 11, 2024. 2 incidents are filed with authorities naming Micah as the victim. She calls police after finding her tire slashed with a piece of metal that was later identified as a tire deflation device available for purchase online. Mechanics then find a GPS device attached to her car. Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. Someone at Solid Rock Church files a police report alleging Micah transferred donation funds from the church's Zelle and Cash App accounts to her personal account. Micah leaves her apartment in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, shortly after noon and heads to a pawn shop to buy a gun. 12:34 p.m. Micah leaves the pawn shop and travels on a highway, stopping at a gas station to buy gas and a drink. She heads toward North Carolina. 2:54 p.m. After about an hour and a half, Michael calls 911 from a park over the state line, about 33 miles away from the gas station, and says she plans to end her own life.
Tell me what happened. I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
3:03 p.m. Deputies with the sheriff's office head to Lumber River State Park, contact the park rangers, and begin a search within 30 minutes. Specialized units searching for Micah from the air are deployed. 3:50 p.m. Detectives are approached by someone fishing in the area who says they heard crying followed by a gunshot. They also found a bag a few feet from the water's edge with Micah's ID inside of it. 4:23 p.m. A kayaker in the area calls 911 to report a body in the water. A perimeter is created to secure the area for an investigation. Within the hour, the chief of detectives arrives and the medical examiner is called. 5:54 p.m. Crime scene investigation technician begins taking photos of the area, and they found Micah's car. In the car, investigators found a gun case in the passenger seat and ammunition in the center console. The receipt for the weapon and her gas station stop were found. 7:11 p.m. A gun is discovered in the water at the park. Its serial number matches the case found in Micah's car. Tuesday, May 2nd, 2024. John Paul Miller sits down with WBTW for an interview. During the interview, he mentioned some of the struggles he thought Micah had with mental health.
So, over the years since we've been married, some people struggle with high blood pressure, some struggle with diabetes, her struggle was with mental health. And whenever she stayed on her lithium, things were amazing. She'd come off sometimes, and things would be a little unusual. Per her doctors, they told her just recently they had written that she was homicidal, suicidal, and she had struggled with suicide before. And each time you helped her through it, took her to her doctor, and we got through it, everything was fine. So this past time was still a shock, an incredible shock.
Sunday, May 5th, 2024. Friends and family rally outside Solid Rock Church. Some in Micah's family dispute the manner as described by her estranged husband.
This has to be at least looked into. There's got to be some accountability here because, it's a tragic life was lost, and it's not just as simple as somebody had some issue.
A memorial service honoring her life followed the rally. Monday, May 6, 2024. Medical examiner releases Micah's cause of death. They conclude that she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Micah's family meets with deputies about the investigation. John Paul asked the sheriff's office to meet with him in South Carolina. The investigation team said they did not plan to cross the state lines. Wednesday, May 8, 2024. Public records requested by WBTW are released, detailing the events leading up to Micah's suicide.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Michael. Sorry that this happened to you. But y'all, my channel is a channel that I'm not here for the money or nothing like this. I'm here to help people, to motivate people, to listen to people, to give them a safe environment to come and share what they are going through. Um, Lastly, I want to show y'all that the FBI did raid John Miller house. Okay, and y'all leave your comment in the comment section for me.
Tonight, the FBI spent hours today searching the home of solid rock pastor John Paul Miller. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Trish Williford. Edward is off tonight. Well, Miller and his Market Coming Church have been at the center of controversy since his wife Micah Miller was found dead in late April from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Robinson County. Well, the home is in the Azalea Lakes neighborhood that's just off Highway 17 in Saukeston. And that's where we find News 13's Adriana Lawrence live tonight. And Adriana, what have you learned since you've been there?
Trish, the Horry County Sheriff's Office and FBI officials were at John Paul Miller's home here for about 4 hours today. Now, as you can see here behind me, the scene is now clear and officials have left, but we did watch as officials carried boxes out of his home. Around 4:30, we saw as FBI officials walked out, boxes filled with items, a computer or small TV screen, and what looked to be an external computer server. More than a dozen Justice for Micah's supporters were outside chanting. Micah Miller's family attorney Regina Ward was also here watching it unfold. About 25 FBI officials responded to the home wearing gloves and shirts that said Evidence Response and Victim Services. One neighbor spoke to us about what he saw.
I came outside and saw cop cars everywhere. Officers in the front yard with guns drawn. Got a little bit nervous, and then I heard the bullhorn go off saying, "This is the FBI. We have your house surrounded. Come out with your hands up. We're here to execute a warrant." At that point, I got a little nervous, and they yelled for me to grab my daughter